The firearm was behind the defendant's bed in his house, approximately 5 months after this incident occurred. Are you following me?
I hear you.
I want to ask you, you were told that the defendant was told that he needed to carry a prop gun for protection against violence or home invasion, correct?
I was never told, I never told anybody.
So, where did you get the information that Rocky carried a starter pistol for security measures after being the victim of violence and home invasion? Where did you get that information from?
Because when I seen him, and the days that he had to secure on him, he had no security.
Okay, so my question is are you aware that the defendant kept real firearms, not prop guns, in his bedroom next to his bed?
No, I did not hang out in his bedroom.
So, would you agree that if the defendant was keeping real firearms next to his bed, that would be a different step than keeping a prop gun for protection?
Can you rephrase that?
Sure. So let me just show you the three other photos. So, going to the next photo, this is that same handgun. The evidence is indicated it's a 44 Magnum semi-automatic. Do you see at the bottom? Can you see what looks like a magazine on the bottom, or no? Do you recognize that?
No, I've never seen this before.
Okay. We go to the next image. This again next to the bed, and you will see a gun case. Where you go to the next photo. Inside the gun case by the defendant's bed is a rifle. Have you seen this before?
No.
Have you seen that before?
No.
Did you ever know the defendant to have a rifle in his bedroom?
No.
Let's go to the next image, please. Do you know what this is? Can you see what's pictured? Do you know what that is?
Is that the same rifle?
No. Do you see in the front? Do you see those things that have red on top? Do you know what those are?
Yes.
Yeah, do you know what those are?
Little shell cases or shells?
Those are shotgun shells. Do you know what shotgun shells are?
No, I'm not a gun specialist.
Okay, so what you see here is a shotgun. That's the evidence that's been presented in this case. So my question is, were you aware that next to his bed, in his bedroom, the defendant kept not a prop gun, but a large caliber 44 Magnum handgun, a rifle, and a shotgun? Were you aware of that?
Objections.
What's the objection?
Clarification on the
That's not. I didn't ask for a name. They didn't ask for a single name.
What?
Say again?
Ambiguous as to
Are you aware that when the search warrant was served, approximately 5 months after this incident, that the defendant had these firearms, a 44 Magnum, a rifle, and a shotgun next to his bed?
As I said before, I did not hang out in his bedroom, so I do not know what he had in his bedroom.
But you testified that it was your understanding that the defendant was keeping a prop gun for, among other things, protection against home invasions, correct? That's what you testified to.
Yes.
So, do you know why, if the defendant was keeping a prop gun for protection against home invasions, that he had a large caliber handgun, a rifle, and a shotgun next to his bed?
Objection. Speculation. Sustain.
Are you aware if a prop gun has ever been collected from the defendant?
I have no idea.
Now, you said that at the time of the incident, that the defendant did not have access to security. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you said that was because of COVID. Is that right?
Yes.
But weren't you at a giant concert the next day in Long Beach that had all kinds of security?
They provided security.
Well, so are you telling me that the defendant, your testimony, was not in a position to have security if he wanted it on November 6th?
Can you rephrase that?
Isn't it true, Mr. Phillips, that the defendant didn't have any security on November 6th because you and he and Ills did not want any security there when you were going to attack Relli?
I would object to what Bill's.
Your Honor, those are not grounds for objection.
It's calls for speculation about the mind of another. So what is it now?
The question is not called for speculation. I'm asking you.
Sustain.
What's that, Your Honor?
Objection sustained. Oh, well, wait, read it back. I'm focusing on the first part of the question and I'm read it back.
Isn't it true, Mr. Phillips, that the defendant didn't have any security on November 6th because you and he and Ills did not want any security there when you were going to attack?
Sustained.
Isn't it true that you knew in advance that the defendant was planning on attacking Relli?
Yes or no?
That's not true.
Do you know when the defendant ended up first having the prop gun that day?
Well, as I stated before, I was staying at the La Park Hotel. I did not wake up at his house. I'm not too sure what was going on before that.
So, is it your position that there was no security available for the defendant that evening? Or is it your position that he just didn't want the security? I'm trying to understand, what is your testimony?
Can you rephrase that?
So, there was no security when the three of you, Ills, and the defendant, met up with Relli, correct?
Correct.
So my question is, are you saying there was no security because there was no security available? Or are you saying there was no security because you guys didn't want security?
There was no security available that he hired. They had security at Complex Con already. So I felt as though this is what I believe. Why pay for extra security when you have security at the venue?
Well, so wait a minute. Haven't you said that the defendant has been a victim of repeated incidents of violence when he is out on the streets?
I never said that. I said we were in a club and a situation happened in the club.
So you mentioned in your statement that he has been a victim of violence and home invasion. What did you mean by that?
Well, I was with him when we got jumped in the club and cut. And it's been a situation where I've been in the house and it's been like stalkers outside with signs and stuff like that.
When you say cut, you got stabbed.
Yes.
Who got stabbed?
I got stabbed and Rocky got stabbed.
And when was this?
2018.
And this was in your home, his home, is that right?
No, this was, we was out at a club. We was at a club.
So my question is, you're saying there was security at the event in Long Beach,
Yes.
right? So my question is, you're now in downtown Los Angeles, right? How did you describe downtown Los Angeles earlier in your testimony?
It's pretty crazy downtown Los Angeles.
So you're in downtown Los Angeles with the defendant, Ills, yourself, and there's no security, is that correct?
Well, security wasn't needed. We was going to see one of our friends.
I object.
Take the ground.
Yes, this states the testimony. This is West College.
It's assumed facts, not evidence. This happened in Hollywood, it didn't happen downtown Los Angeles.
I'm staying downtown.
Let me back up. Do you agree, is what you said about downtown Los Angeles and the dangers, do you believe that that applies to Hollywood as well?
Yeah, they have homeless people in tents in West Hollywood as well.
Yeah. You would agree that the area where you were meeting up with Relli in front of the W, that is an area where there are plenty of individuals who are homeless and violent like downtown Los Angeles, correct?
Possibly.
Well, is that your experience?
Yes.
So, my... So, my question is, did you choose, or the defendant choose, did you guys choose not to have security that night, or are you saying there was just no security available?
We had security for the complex con event. From there, we left. We were going to go to another show. But before that, we were going to communicate with Relli because we had another show the next day, which is complex con. So there was no need to have security. It wasn't going to be any issue. You know, these are friends. We've been friends for the past 20 years.
But you've indicated he's going to be out on a public street in Hollywood where he's a well-known individual.
Yes.
And don't you agree that given what you've said, that whenever he is out, that he is at risk?
He's very recognizable.
So my question is, isn't it true that the reason that you did not have any security with you that night was because there was a plan that Relli was going to be attacked?
That is not true.
Time to move on to another topic.
Now you said it was, it said that it wasn't, back up. You said that ASAP Relli knew and said, hey, that's a fake gun, correct?
Correct.
Are you aware, was it common knowledge as far as you knew, that Mr. Mayers carried a rocket?
Yes.
And when you say it was common knowledge, where was the common knowledge? In other words, who knew that he carried a rocket based on what you know, general reputation?
Pretty sure his close friends, family, and circle. It wasn't something, because if he's out here telling people, yo, I just got a prop gun, you never know who could tell somebody else and put him in another dangerous situation.
So you're saying that it's not that everybody out there knows he's carrying a prop gun, it's just close family and friends, right?
Yes, and Relli was a close family and friend.
Did you ever know the defendant to carry a real firearm?
No, but I did know he had a permit.
I'm going to motion to strike the second part as non-responsive.
Everything after no is good.